Okay, let's talk about flow. Flow is something that was written by Michał Csikszentmihalyi in his book of the name Flow. And I think for most of us, what does flow really mean? It really is that sort of feeling when we're really into something, we've got our head down, and we're really just in the moment, in the zone, and we look up and we go, oh God, where did that 3 hours go? I thought I'd only been here for 20 minutes. So we probably all can resonate with that feeling. But actually there is a science behind flow that I wanted to share with you, but more importantly, to talk to you about how we can actually use it in a leadership context. So just to explain what flow is that kind of balance between how much skill and competence we have in something versus how hard the challenge is that we're facing. And I think when those two things match, so when our skill and our capability are equally matched with the difficulty and challenge of what we're doing, we're in that kind of zone. Okay, so the problem is not so much when you're in flow, but when you're out of flow. So if we're in a situation where our skill and competence doesn't match the degree of difficulty, we can become quite anxious and even panic. And the flip side of that is actually when our skill and competence outstrips what we're trying to achieve, it's too easy, so we kind of get a bit bored and we can become quite apathetic. So obviously what we want to do is keep people in flow, and kind of what that looks like from a leadership perspective is I suppose recognizing when people go out. So when people are moving out into that kind of anxiety or panic, making sure that we kind of protect and support them, maybe help develop some more skills so they can come back into flow, but also I think we're probably worse at this as leaders, is recognizing where actually this is just too easy, because I see too often people are underperforming, and actually the problem is they're just apathetic and bored, and actually what we should be doing is challenging them harder to get them back into flow, and probably would motivate them as well. So I suppose I said I'd talk about how we use this as leaders. I think people often talk about flow in terms of when people go out of flow, it's a bad thing. I actually think, particularly when people go into the anxious stage, it's actually a really, really good thing, because of course what we have there is an opportunity to learn. The challenge is not to let them go too far. We don't want them to get, they get in complete panic zone, but sort of push them out of flow enough where there's enough anxiety to think, okay, I'm being stretched a bit now, I'm out of my comfort zone. We can support and help them learn and build their skills so they can come back into flow, but come back into flow at a higher level. But also, I suppose the opportunity with those people that get bored is that there's a performance opportunity there that where we can actually load people, stretch people harder, because actually they have the capability to do it. In fact, the reason they're not performing is actually because we're not pushing them hard enough. So a really, really, really good opportunity with flow to actually use it proactively to actually push people to those higher levels, rather than be frightened by the consequences of people staying out of flow too long. So that is flow.